Hi, this is Dawn with the Atlanta Voice, and we are here with Miss Kierra from the show Wags. So, thank you for inviting us into your home. I appreciate
Thank you guys for coming.
It's lovely.
Excited.
It's lovely from what we've seen, and we're gonna actually be able to do a little bit more of an inside look per se with different parts of this interview. So, thank you for allowing us to do that ahead of time.
You're welcome.
So, let's talk about the show Wags. Reintroduce yourself to our audience, because again, like I told you, we do have a demographic that is familiar with these types of reality shows, but then there is a demographic that's not familiar with it. So kind of like give them like a quick like rundown of the show and who you are.
Gotcha. Well, I am Kierra Douglas, like she said. I'm a cast person on Wags Atlanta, which is a franchise. Wags, which most people are like, what the heck is Wags?
Right.
They actually have a Miami and an LA version, but Wags stands for Wives and Girlfriends of Sports Stars.
Right.
So basically, this is a show that highlights, the wives and the girlfriends who are behind the scenes supporting these, pro athletes and everything that we go through, some of the struggles, some of the day-to-day life, some of the glamorous part of it, some of the perks that we get.
Because she is glamorous. I mean, look at this.
I do okay from time to time. But yeah, so I'm on the show. This is my first season. I'm really excited about it. So far, the show has been getting really good buzz, so I'm excited about that. The first episode just aired not too long ago, and people were really excited to see more of a couple aspect to the franchise.
Right.
So we were happy to be able to have our spouses and significant others on the show as well, because that's like a new kind of little lane for the Wags franchise. Some of the husbands make appearances on some of the other shows, but they are very heavily involved this time around. So yeah, we just premiered and we are super excited.
Okay, sweet. So we heard about the premiere, we covered the premiere, and we are sharing the event recap on our website, theatlantavoice.com. And my biggest thing from seeing the premiere and always watching, I'm one of those people, I can't really watch a reality show all the way through. It has to be a character that is going to carry me the whole way through. So I usually give a reality show at least the first episode. And when I saw how it was formatted for all of you to showcase like your marriages, your significant others, my thing is I felt like this was a different look, especially for the city of Atlanta. So kind of touch on that just in general about being in that space from dating and then transitioning into marriage, and then kind of understanding why that would be important for this show.
Well, this show is taking a whole new feel because it's centered in the South. And like you said, this is a very good look for the city of Atlanta. E! Network doesn't really have any other shows that have that Southern hospitality feel. No. And you're definitely going to get that with this. So it kind of follows our journeys and the issues that we face in relationships. Me, myself being married, I'm one of the married couples, and I'm kind of, guiding some of the other people along. I give a lot of advice. I have more of a motherly role, an encourager, a support system role. But you'll get to see some of those struggles that they go through. I mean, because it's not easy.
It's not.
Being married or being involved with an athlete, and you kind of get a little taste. My sister is actually on the show as well.
Right.
And she, has had her share of dating athletes. So you'll hear me kind of give advice to her and kind of try to lead her on the way. But it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy. It's definitely something that, it comes with a lot of heartache and a lot of struggle and a lot of sacrifice.
And I'm only saying that, I'm only agreeing about it not being hard is because I've seen the gossip blogs. Any of you that do watch reality shows, you're watching it for those sound bites, those situations, or finding out something about the cast members on these shows. And that's kind of the reason why I don't kind of jump into those shows and I'm like, oh my God, I want to see this. But I'm very encouraged by not only just hearing about the premiere, as well as seeing the first episode, and then hearing how you're bringing your family on. And then I saw some episodes where there's your whole family was in a shot or something. So talk about how important it was for you to incorporate your family, because for some women that do these shows, They want it to be about them because they're trying to separate themselves from their spouse or their boyfriend who is this superstar. And necessarily you guys are the stars because you're managing like the household, you're managing whatever it is that you have as a career, you're managing the children, you know, and some of these women actually work along with the agents and the people that manage the, you know, your spouse or your significant other. So talk about how important it was to have that family aspect in the show.
That was really important for me. That was one of the reasons why I decided to do the show. Because again, you have these shows with all this drama and a lot of negative, you know, stereotypes and stigma associated with them, especially I feel like for African American women.
Yes.
So for me, I'm like, wait a minute, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to just put it all out there? And yeah. So when I realized, you know, that this was going to be a little bit more family oriented and that they were going to heavily involve our spouses and show a lot of family elements to it, that was one of the things that really made me want to do it.
Okay.
So this season, I'm fortunate enough, like I said, to have my sister on there. You know, none of the other cast members had like a family member as a main cast member. So that makes it very, very family oriented for me.
Okay.
Because, you know, you throw her in there and anything that has her in it's a family situation.
Right.
So you'll see her and I and our dynamics as far as, because we co-own a business together.
Right.
With my mom as well. So my mom is on there a good little bit. You'll get to see her. And then my daughter as well. I have a 1-year-old, Harrison. And yeah, she has a couple of scenes where she kind of steals the show. So she's on there as well.
She
but it was
is gorgeous,
so much
though. Like
she's quite the handful. Yes, don't let the cuteness fool you. She's quite the handful. But it was so much fun just being able to involve your family and take them along for the ride.
So talk about that mommy mogul aspect, because again, you could easily say that you want it to be focused in on you, but how, you know, with you knowing what you needed for your family in general and having them involved in the show and taking this on a different franchise and branding it differently because it's in a different area, talk about your business and what you're doing and why, you know, you're not really somewhat pushing that in the forefront, you know?
Well, I feel like the network and the production company, of course, everyone has different angles and different storylines that they want to show. But it was important for me to show that, you know, mommy mogul or the business side as well, because that's part of what makes me who I am. You know, just being able to balance it all and hold it all together is a struggle in itself. So I really wanted to showcase that a little bit. I have multiple businesses now. I don't know if they're going to show all of them because we watch the show just along with you guys.
Okay. So you don't know what they
sometimes, I mean, we get little sneak peeks sometimes. And I've seen some clips for the next episode.
That would make me nervous.
It does. It's very nerve-wracking for me, only because you don't know. At the end of the day, editing can make or break you.
Right.
You know, like you don't know what they're gonna make you look like, but all you can do is be yourself and stay true to who you are, and you know, hope that something good is gonna come of it.
So just in case they don't share all of what you have your hands in, break that down for us and how that creates you being a mommy mogul and what that means to you.
Well, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20. So that was one of the things I think that my husband really admired about me and liked when he first met me, and he decided to pop the question that was a trait that he liked. I was very independent and very much a go-getter. So I opened my dance studio when I was 20. I co-own it now with my mom and my sister. It's in Douglasville, Georgia, everybody. It's called Just Dance Studio. We do a little bit of everything: ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop. We start at 2, we go up to 18. And then from there, we got so many talented children that would come through the door that we decided to kind of branch off and do a talent agency for kids. Okay. So my sister is the forefront of that. She's the founder for Area Talent. Okay. So that is another business that I have as well. And then, I mean, everybody loves fashion and shopping. So I couldn't help myself as if I didn't have a billion things already on my plate. So I have a clothing boutique called Closet Couture. It's currently in Arbor Place Mall in Douglasville. I'm actually getting ready to relocate though to come a little bit closer to Atlanta. So
Douglasville, you're getting everything. So if you're not actively like
I'm born and raised in Douglasville. So that's where I'm from. All of my family is there, and it was just easy for for me to put the businesses around each other, so it's easier for me to check on them.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm moving the
That's
boutique.
the mogul
I'm
thinking.
moving the boutique closer to Atlanta though, just so we can reach, you know, a wider array of clientele.
Well, that's awesome.
So yeah, I have that, and then as if that's not enough, my sister and I. Yeah, this is the fourth one. I'm gonna go crazy before all this is over. My sister and I just started a blog.
Oh, sweet.
It's called S2.
Okay.
And it's basically like the modern day, you know, sisterhood. It's not just the fact that we're blood sisters, but just the sisterhood in general of women, you know, and just something that's empowering, uplifting, and just to represent women. And we are doing, you know, we're gonna focus on lifestyle, fitness, and then we'll do some like beauty tips and things like that. And then we're eventually gonna launch a line, but I'm trying not to give too much away, but yeah, so we're working on that.
Number 5 is in the works.
Well, that's 4. I put it all in one little bubble. So.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
So yeah, I'm really busy. I'm really busy. In addition to, of course, my daughter is a full-time job.
Yes.
So
yes.
So yeah, I'm really busy. Oh yeah, and my husband.
Yes.
Well, I will say he's really good of like helping to maintain things.
Oh,
so
that's
he
sweet.
kind of like literally he does his own laundry.
Girl.
Yeah, I got really lucky. I feel like I hit the jackpot. Like he's very self-sufficient. Very self-sufficient. Like he knows that I'm busy, and so he's like, you know what, babe, I got it. I'm good. So I don't honestly,
Shouts out to him.
Yes, love
Shouts
you, baby.
out to him.
I really don't have to worry a lot about him because he, you know, will fend for himself and make it
That's
happen.
awesome.
You know, so
That's awesome.
I'm very fortunate from that standpoint. But yeah, just working on all of those things. But yeah, and there's my daughter. You can hear her now.
And she's like, Mama.
Yeah, she hears me.
So in general, what I'm hearing is lots of empowerment, lots of family first, and lots of positivity, which is something that we do want our readers, audience, and people that are going to watch this interview to kind of understand that what they see on reality shows, that like you mentioned, from the editing standpoint, you can't control that, but what you can control is what people are able to connect with and see outside of that as well. So I think that's awesome. I think that's really amazing what you're doing and how you've been doing that before the show.
Yes, I will say there are some, you know, reality personalities that don't necessarily walk the talk the walk. They don't, you know, outside of, they're not necessarily doing everything that they're portraying on TV. But I will say with our cast, I feel like we have a really strong group of women who are, you know, very active in what they are presenting on the show.
Right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.